So some of you have been wondering probably where I've been this past maybe week and a half, couple of weeks since I last uploaded. I've been very busy. I've been dealing with work and with life, but most importantly, well, not most importantly, that sounds just stupid and weird. I've been playing a lot of the Pokemon TCG. I say it out loud now; it just sounds so dumb. More important than family and work. I've been playing a lot with the TCG as I've been trying to come up with videos and video ideas for the channel, and like I said, it's going into a new direction. I'm still gonna be opening Pokemon cards for the cards that I need for the decks that I'm gonna make. I just completed this one deck. I'm pretty sure some of y'all know. If y'all don't know, it's called Ancient Box. So basically, what you're running is a Roaring Moon Pokemon. And so I'm just gonna tell you what happened when I built this deck, what cards I was looking for, what cards I couldn't find, what cards I was trying to use, and what actually happened when I went to my local card shop for locals. I went with Hector. He did a rogue deck. I don't know what deck he was running. I think it was Palkia Gyarados from what we played as like a practice round thing. And I went with Ancient Box. And so Ancient Box is not a very complicated deck to build if you're just beginning. It is a single price card deck, so a lot of people don't want to go up against it because it's a very slow paced game. Most of the games I played in the very first time I played it, they all went the 30-minute rounds. But it all depends on the hand that you basically draw, and make sure that you're getting the right cards down and discarding the right cards, and make sure you're not misplaying, and make sure the right cards are being played. So what I essentially built was a Roaring Moon deck. So here is the card deck that I have, and here is everything that I have as regards to that. So let me pull out the cards that I need, but I'll talk about what went down at locals and everything. So it was a good turnout for our local, for our locals. It was 20 people, so it was about 5 rounds. And so the first round I went up against a cloth deck, and it didn't go the way I planned it was gonna go. Mainly because I drew a bad hand. I was getting nothing but Flutter Mane, Roaring Moons, and Crydons without any energies or without any items or supports or any like a Pokestop. So I couldn't do anything. I really couldn't do anything. I couldn't pull a card to save my life. No Nest Balls, no Ultra Balls, no nothing. I couldn't do any of that. So this is mainly what I've been running: the Roaring Moons, the Flutter Mane, and the Crydons. So before I go into the second round of the locos, I am gonna go ahead and include a Roaring Moon EX just to try to figure out how my playing style is, because when I play on the TCG Live, it's it's kind of fast paced because I'm playing one of those rental decks, the Roaring Moon EX decks, and I liked it. That's why I started building the Ancient Box, because I was winning so much and I was figuring out what my play style was, and it was just fast paced. Get them on, again, boom, boom, boom. So I had way too many cards, more Pokemon cards than item support cards that I need. Basically, I have about 4 of these, and really, I really needed was just 2. It's the new Koraidon from Surgeon Sparks, and what his attack does is, if I were to use a Roaring Moon, it gets knocked out, and I put him, and he has energy on it. Instead of just doing 30 damage, it does 180. And my mistake was having 4 of these in here, because I already have 4 Roaring Moons. I already have four Flutter Manes. I had 4 Koraidons. I think I had 2 Great Tusk, and I had a Radiant Greninja and an Iron Bundle. So the Iron Bundle really helped me out in some certain situations to prolong the match. So I did switch out. I think I am going to switch out another Koraidon or something, or another Roaring Moon. I think I'm going to take out one Roaring Moon and do a Petron EX. So essentially what that Petron EX does is it switches out your Pokemon, any dark type Pokemon, but of course it poisons them. But that's where the ancient booster capsules come in, and so when you switch out, essentially it doesn't give them any status conditions. So it's basically a free switch out. But like I said, I'm getting way too ahead of myself. I'm gonna talk about that at the end of the video. So if you want to hear what my new deck is gonna be, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, whatever. Tell me about your deck. Tell me about the deck that you run. Maybe I'll run in my next locals if I have the cards. I know I'm gonna run Annihilate, and I want to try to run a Roaring Moon EX deck, just a straight up Roaring Moon EX deck with my own little twist on it. And so just tell me what decks you're running. Maybe I can, try to test it out on my own and take it to my next locals and just show you the experience. Maybe I can record something. But on to the second round. The second round I did lose. I lost again to a Zoroark and Tropicals. This one went the distance. It completely went the distance. So what had happened was, I pre-shuffled my deck before anything. I did the 5-card shuffle where you play 5 cards down each. I wish I could show you, but just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then just keep going. I don't have the camera to show you like boom, 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 but soon in the future. So I drew a good hand. It was going back and forth. Where I knock out his Pokemon or damage his Pokemon, he knock out mine. I do it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I misplayed. I should have knocked out one of his Pokemon when I had the chance, but I didn't. I was thinking too far in my head. That's what I do sometimes. I do a lot of misplays when I try to think too far ahead in the game, and it's not how it goes. So I misplayed. We went down to 1 price each, but he got me at the end because all my Roaring Moons were just knocked out. And all I had were Great Tusk, and he just knocked me out. And it was a very good match. Granted that he did do a lot of misplays. He wasn't really paying attention. He was listening to music, but he was a chill dude. He was a real chill dude. The whole community is very chill. It's probably one of the greatest communities. You do have a couple bad eggs. The Pokemon TCG or the Pokemon. But that comes with any hobby or with anything you do. There's always going to be a couple bad people or a couple pieces of shit. But it is what it is. You just gotta fucking roll with it, right? But like I said, chill dude. He had his music in, so he was really just there to have a good time. He's one of the top players, I guess, in our area. So he was just there having a good time. The third match, I don't know what kind of deck he was going, but he did use a Pidgeot EX. And I forgot the other one. It was another fast-paced match. We're going back and forth again. Going to almost a 30-minute round, and I misplayed again. So what he used is a Slowpoke and Slowbro, and the Slowbro from the Pokemon Go. If he were to have if he were to have 1 prize card left, or I think I have 1 more prize card left, and he used the attack, he would take the prize card and basically win. So I, was just, like I said, got in my head again. I was thinking too far ahead where I shouldn't have, but, it happened. But, I got the loss. I'm learning, I was a little bummed, but I was like, whatever. I had to buy the next one. I barely beat him. I barely beat Bai, but I did that. And the last opponent I got was, it was a Dippling or a Dribbling. I like to call him Dribbling. It was a Dribbling, and I knew, because I always play her. Her name's Ivory. I always play her each time, and I always win. And not to say that she's not a very good player. She's a very good dribbling player, but she misplays a lot. She misplays. She's still new to it, but from the time she was telling me that, when she is playing, she is learning. She misplays a lot, and she'll ask, "Can I go back and do it?" I'm like, "Yeah, like I'm still learning too." So if you want to go back, like, hey, dude, that's fine with me. You want to learn, you learn on the spot, you learn on the go, and everything like that. But coming into the competition, I knew I was weak to grass, so my main attackers were going to be Koraidon and Fluttermane, and luckily Fluttermane and Koraidon did help me out a lot, knocking out the Drippling and the Applins and the Thwackes and everything. It did help me out. I did have to use Great Tusk and Roaring Moons just as discard fodder, just to like get them out of the way. But I ended up with the night with 2 and 4. Not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. I did do better with my Hydrapple EX deck, just because I was playing it for since I started, and it was still going and going and going. But and in the end, I knew it wasn't going to get me far as I want to, go in this hobby. I want to go ahead and go far. I'm going to try to go to regionals or internationals or whatever the hell I want to go to. That's what I'm trying to do. And so, like I said, like towards the end, I did switch up a lot of stuff. I am going to take out a Warren Moon, put in a Petron EX. I put in a Grading Greninja in the meantime before the meta shifts in March. So I have another one in the back end as a substitute in the meantime, as a just to draw cards. But towards the end of the night, it was really cool. It was really fun. I did learn a lot how to play my deck. My deck is, I feel like my deck is really cool. I am gonna switch out some cards, some trainer cards, some Pokemon cards. I am gonna add one Roaring Moon EX into my deck to see how I could play just an Ancient Box with that. Like I'm trying to do a lot of experiments. To me, I want Ancient Box to be on that level of meta in my experience, because it's a really cool card. A lot of people hate it just because it's a high attacker, but it's also a single prizer. But it does do chip damage, boom, 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 to certain Pokemon. Like it's just it's a very fast-paced game for Ancient Box, but you got to play the right cards at the right time. You got to draw the right hand too. But like I was saying earlier in the video, you're gonna have those people that help you, and you have those people that are just gonna be a piece of shit. But that's everything in the community. Everyone was cool. Maybe like one or two probably just didn't like me. I don't know why. Maybe because I was more handsome than them, or maybe I was just more buff than them. I don't know. They didn't like me for some reason. They all love Hector. Hector's a great guy. Maybe I come off as a dickhead or an asshole, but I try not to be. I get shy. I get social anxiety, so I don't really talk much. So maybe people get the wrong idea that I don't want to talk to them, but I probably just stutter, freak out like I'm doing right now. But Hector's a great guy, so everyone loved Hector. Maybe like two people didn't like me for some reason, but I didn't really give a shit. But at the end of the night, we did do a lot of trading. I did get a lot of Pokemon that I didn't need. I did trade away some of my older Pokemon cards that I didn't need to make my deck. I met some really cool people. So maybe in the next videos, I'm probably gonna end up still doing probably like 1 or 2 a week. I'm probably gonna have it where I'm talking to you right here, and I'm also open Pokemon cards right here, so you probably get the best of two worlds. So it's something I want to do, something that I like. So maybe you'll enjoy the ride with me on this. So hopefully I'll see you next time. I'll talk to you next time. I'm still probably gonna try to do it at least once a week, maybe Saturdays and Sundays, because Saturdays is tournaments. But it's a whole thing now. So yeah, let's get Ancient Box to the meta.